Hi guys, FrostFangs here and welcome back once again, of course, to another Paladins video. We're going to be playing some Grover today, not just any regular old Grover. We're going to be playing Grover based around his Vine, his F. I don't know if I've ever actually seen anybody play like this, but we're going to do it for a video and hopefully it turns out well. Although I will say my confidence level for this one is a little bit lower than usual because I haven't actually tried this in game. I've messed around with it in the target practice to kind of fine tune it a little bit, but I have no idea how well this is going to work. But yeah, we'll go through the setup and then we'll jump into some games. I guess the main part of it is Heavenly Agility combined with Overgrowth and Verdant Expanse, although this one technically isn't linked to the F. I have it in here so we can actually still heal as Grover, and in a way it does still play into it because we're going to be a little bit further back than usual, I'm imagining, with this sort of setup with extra movement and stuff, so this way we can heal people a little bit easier. But yeah, Heavenly Agility gives us a 500 shield after we use Vine. Whether you actually land the Vine or not doesn't really matter, you still get the 500 shield, although it does have a 5-second internal timer, so you can't just like spam the fake Vine to get the shield over and over again. It does still have a limit on it, tiny bit of extra health, and then reset on the Vine if we go below 45% health. Then finally Vine Grasp 2. I did mess around with this in the target practice to see if it made sense to have it at higher level, and I realized that in most of the situations level 2 is more than enough. You can really get away with just level 1. 3 and 4, you can rock if you're on a longer map, but overall I think 2 is a perfect spot for it. Decided not to throw in Nature's Quickness. It's not a bad card, but I feel like the other ones we've got in setup here are a little bit more important. You could throw it in there level 1, but then I don't even know why you would. I think unless you're going to rock it level 3 or 4, it's not much point. Just went ahead and actually made a variant of the setup with the Nature's Quickness card in there instead of the extra health, and moved some of the leveling around a little bit. I don't think it's going to be too strong, but I might try it in like a TDM or something. We'll see. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the intro. For talent, it doesn't really matter what we go for. None of them really play into the F all that much. Rampant Blooming, Frosty, Deep Roots, we'll just go for whichever one makes sense in the situation. And yeah, let's jump into game 1. Alright, well, for game 1, we got TDM Abyss. I imagine this is actually a pretty decent map for what we're going for today. We got Tyra, we got Evie, Andrew, and a Zim. We're up against a BK, a Genos, a Drogos, a Strix, and an Amani. It's kind of early when I'm recording this one, so if I seem a little bit more fried than usual, that's why. Pretty sure I played with a couple other people on their side before. We'll go ahead and I guess grab Deep Roots. Evie, for some reason, is just shooting herself over. Oh, that's something you can actually do to get on the launch pad early. I've never seen anybody do that before. Okay, we'll go ahead and grab Deep Roots and the setup. I was also healing her for a little bit there. That's kind of an interesting tactic. Genuinely kind of surprised that that's the first time I've seen anybody ever do that one. That's a tactic that I feel like most people should know about, I guess. There's a hit or two maybe for the Strix. I hit him with the root. There's another direct hit for him. There is a Q, BK stun. Okay, there we go. Evie getting the first blood. There's a hit for the Strix. There's another one. Cool. We'll F ourselves over here behind the BK, although don't really need to be there. There's a root for those two guys. There goes the Amani. There's a Q for the Zin. Nice. That is Drogos with the ult already. Well, luckily I didn't die to that. Let's F ourselves up to the top. Kind of crazy how far you can throw yourself with that. They're all just spawning here. We're just repeatedly killing them. Let's just go ahead and F ourselves over to here. Kind of get a little bit behind them. There goes the Genos. There's a root for the Drogos. I am 100% dead. Yep, there we go. Dead to Amani from behind. Spawns are an absolute mess for a minute there. That's Amani with the right click. She is gone. Let's just get some hits on the BK. There's the Q. He's out. Hello, Drogos. Let's finish him off as well. Pop the F for the shield. I'm dead to the Strix. They seem to just consistently spawn like a couple meters away from us where we can't really deal with them instantly, and they get like the chance to get a couple kills on us. But we're 15 to 9. We're not too far behind. There's some hits for the Genos. Have ourselves up there. 20% range increase is mental. Hello, enemy team. I guess he's going to knock me back to where I was. Luckily I didn't get thrown off the map there. F myself back in. The entire team's dead. There's a massive root. Jesus Christ. There goes the Strix. I feel like I rooted like 4 people there, which I guess is what the max is with Deep Roots. We'll pull ourselves in. It's kind of janky, but if you went for the ult, I'm trying to spam my Q, but it's on 1 second cooldown. I had my ult up there as well. We've pretty much all got ults. Have ourselves back in. Go ahead and grab a little bit more Chronos. Hello, BK. Luckily you didn't detonate on me there. He is gone. Well done, Tyra. Or Evie, I mean. We'll F ourselves back in. It does have a pretty short cooldown, like 6 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and pop the ult just to make sure I don't die. It's just also heal these guys up to full. I feel like I regenerated a health bar like twice there. Let's F ourselves in. Yeah, sure, I'm here now. There's a root for you. He should be dead, I imagine. Yeah, there we go. There's the Q. Let's also get rid of the Genos. For some reason, Zin ulted him there. We're shredding him right now, though. BK's just launching himself in. He got the detonate, but he's dead. He probably would have thrown himself off the map there if we didn't kill him. We'll get some more Chronos. Feel like we're actually doing pretty good so far. I'm surprised the setup is working so well. There's some more hits for the Strix. Is on like no health. There we go. Let's also kill the BK. Genos is there as well. Let's F ourselves in. For some reason, F didn't work. There's a Q. There's a root for the Drogos. He's at 100% dead here, right? There we go. 34 to 21. We pulled it through. Strix is there at the back. I don't know why I'm trying to fight him like this, but I'm getting some really juicy axes here for like 600. He's juking my root, and I'm still alive, just about. Flipping heck. We'll get some Haven and some Illuminate, sure. There's a Q for the team. There's a root for the Drogos. BK's going in. We'll F ourselves up to the top. Get some hits on him from up there. We'll use the F again because I got the reset. I have no idea where I even am right now. There we go. We just fell. I'm actually still alive and on full health. Nice. Strix is here on left. Evie's going in on him. There we go. There's a Q for the Android. I feel like I should have used my ult more often this match. F ourselves over here away from the Genos ult. Nice. I've been cutting this really close so far with a lot of my Fs. Match is coming to an end. There's a root for the Drogos. There's some more hits. There's the victory. Game felt like it was going to crash there at the end. A bunch of kills I'm hearing off screen, but yeah, there we go. There is the win. The setup actually worked well there, which is weird because I was expecting this to kind of fail, but that was a good spot for it. Like, genuinely, I do feel like that did help me out quite a bit. I probably would have been better off going for a different setup, but that's a completely different subject, but the setup didn't work badly there. We went 8 to 3, 20 1, 35k, 2k, 30k. As you can see, the shielding didn't do a crazy amount, but I feel like it was the rest of the setup that was coming in kind of clutch. Shoutouts to A is Scars, that was the Strix. We'll go through the stats top to bottom. Andrew did pretty good, Evie did alright, although his stat doesn't really show it. I'd then say Tyra and the Zim both did pretty decent as well. Overall, very sort of samey team there with the stats all around 25k, and then we actually had top damage that match. I wasn't even looking at our damage stat there, but yeah, we actually beat everybody out. That's kind of mad. Then for their side, BK did decent, Genos did fine, Strix definitely gave me the most trouble, Armani struggled quite a bit, and I guess the Drogos did decent. I'm actually kind of surprised we won that game by such a large margin from the stats, but I guess I did a bit better than I was expecting. We'll go ahead and jump into another one. I feel like I should move some of the setup around a little bit because I don't think that shielding is as strong as I originally thought it was going to be. Verdant Expanse obviously really nice, Overgrown and Vine Grasp were both really good as well, but I reckon for game 2 we'll use this alternate version of it with the speed, the Vine Grasp and Overgrowth still level 2 and 3, Verdant Expanse still 4, but then the shield is pulled down quite a bit. Alright, well for game 2 we got TDM Dragon Arena, another map that I'd imagine is pretty decent for what we're going for. For the team we got a Talus, we got a Leanne, we got a Vivian and a Ceres, and we're up against another Grover, an Atlas, Emoji and Genos, and a Canessa. So double support on both sides. They have a tank, we don't. Shoutouts to Drop Dead Dan, he mentioned me just there in the chat before we went into the loading screen. That is King from the last game who was on BK, and I think maybe the Atlas was in the last match too. I don't know. There's a couple people here who are definitely in game 1 though. For talent we'll go ahead and grab Deep Roots again, and we'll go for the alternate version of the setup like I said. Shoutouts to Lukey Uwu. Oh my god, Frost, I watched all your stuff. I appreciate it. We'll go ahead and grab some Cronus and just sit here at the back and see if we can get some early damage though. There we go. We landed the hit on the root. We cut Atlas off a little bit and hit the Grover a little bit. There's a Q. See if I can get a couple more hits on him here for 500-600. There's a root. Nice. It's Atlas again, throwing over a rewind. Guess we should push in a little bit. There is the F. How noticeable is the speed buff going to be? I don't know. Atlas, I swear you were just on the bottom a second ago. I guess I'm back here. I guess thanks. I'm in a safer spot now. That works. There's a Q. I kind of teleported around a little bit there. There's a root for the two of them. He's hitting me with the rewind. That did pull my health down quite a bit, and I'm dead too. The Canessa. Fair enough. Well comboed. Don't really know what the plan is here. I'm just going to go ahead and yoink this. Never mind. Did I get that still? I don't know. There's the ult to counter the rewind. I don't know if I actually grabbed that. I think I might have done. But we also killed the Grover, so I'm not sure. We'll go ahead and F ourselves up to the side a little bit. F ourselves again because we got the reset. Thank you for the heal, Ceres, but that Atlas is just pounding me with damage. We are, of course, dead. There's a root for the Nessa. We're definitely having a bit of a harder time this time round, mainly because they're sitting in the middle a lot and we're not really able to get them out of that little spot, and the Canessa is also kind of paying a lot of attention to where we're spawning. I feel like we're lacking in damage a little bit. Canessa is here and I think kind of low health. Never mind, she's full. I don't know what one of my axes was doing there, not dealing damage, but there is the ult. Might as well use it. Not going to be a better time. There's the Q. Ceres went for the ult. There goes the Canessa. We'll F ourselves in. Speed buff on that is kind of nice. Definitely not as noticeable as I was hoping it would be though, at like freaking 30-something%. Leanne went ahead and grabbed the ult, or was it the Grover? I don't know, but there's some more hits for him, I guess, just to make my stat look a little bit better. There is a root. He is gone. Well done, team. Kind of behind him a little bit here. The rest of the team are fighting over there. Let's see if we can finish off Grover. Nice. Atlas is going for the rewind. I do have my ult up already, so I don't really want to grab this. I'm going to hope that someone from the team comes and gets it. There we go. Vivian did. I'm going to go ahead and now pop my ult, but that was a bit of a waste. The Genos ult activated a little bit early there and killed the Leanne. She didn't really have time to react to that. That was kind of bullshit, but okay. There is some hits for the Atlas. He's chucking in the rewind. Luckily, we were just out of range from it. Definitely dying a little bit more than I should here, but there goes the Canessa. Nice. Let's also get rid of the Genos. That's a free double. We'll F ourselves over to the side. There's a hit and a root. He's going for the ult. I have no cauterize, so I'm not really doing very much here. I'm just kind of adding into the damage that he's taking. There is a root for him again. There's my Q. I'm going to F myself over to this side. I got the reset. F ourselves again. That card is really nice, but I banished. I'm probably dead because Canessa's looking at me. No, never mind. We're fine. Not really sure what we're planning to do. We're kind of stuck in a bit of a corner. That's the Atlas with the rewind, but we're on the same health we were on. Moji's coming up with the immunity. Team, just land some shots into it. There we go. Nice. Let's see if I can F in after this Canessa. This is probably a bad idea. Oh, I'm 100% dead here. Maybe we can get rid of it. Oh, there we go. There's the Q. I'm going to F myself again. I hate the fact that F doesn't work sometimes. I feel like once again, just like in game 1, we're going to end up with more damage than healing, which is kind of crazy considering I'm kind of focused on heals as much as I can be. Really, there is the ult to keep Ceres alive. I got absolutely battered there, but we are still up. There's a hit and a root for the Moji. Missed the root, and for some reason my F didn't work half the time. We'll use the F again. Never mind. There is the defeat. I don't think I was the last death though, but I could have been. There is the loss though. But yeah, there are the stats for game 2. I feel like we once again did pretty decent. 60k damage there. We were only beaten out by Leanne by a little bit and the Canessa by a little bit, and we also healed for 37k, so I feel like I did fine. I'd say our Ceres did alright. Leanne did fine, but she did die quite a bit there. The Vivian did okay as well, and so did the Talus. Overall, I'd say they did decent, but I reckon it was their team composition and their team placement that kind of won them that game. Shoutouts to Yazere Mad and also Z Falco. That was Leanne and their Canessa. Shoutouts to the two of them. Their Grover did pretty good, although he was focusing more on heals than damage there, I guess. Their Atlas did pretty decent with only one death there. Props to him. Then their Genos did pretty good, so did the Moji, and so did the Canessa. Overall, I think they do deserve the win. Their stat is definitely a little bit better overall than ours, but yeah, let's go ahead and jump into a game 3. Sure, why not? I don't think the setup was as good as the one we used in game 1, like I kind of was expecting. Nature's Quickness isn't really that noticeable of a card. When I was playing that in game 2, I barely could even tell that we had it, other than like 1 or 2 times we used the F. But yeah, I'm going to change it out for Pickup, a card that I originally didn't even think about using, mainly because the cooldown on the Vine is already kind of low at like 8 seconds, and you're also usually grabbing Chronos when you play Grover, so you're pulling it down to like around 6 or something like that. So overall, this card isn't 100% necessary, but I'll throw it in the setup. We'll play with it and see how decent it is. It will definitely be more noticeable than Bloody Nature's quickness, that's for sure. Also, I guess just to clarify, if you wanted a viable version of this setup for whatever reason, if you didn't want to use like the standard sort of damage reduction reset sort of thing, I would recommend something like this, where you don't have the damage reduction, you still have kind of reset and cooldown reduction. You'd also have Verdant Expanse, and then you have Overgrowth and Vine Grasp. I don't think overall I'd recommend a setup buffing out the F on Grover, just because it is a very situational type of thing. But if for whatever reason you wanted to play with the reset and the extra range on it, here you go. Thinking like 90% of situations, you're going to be better off going for one of these two here in the bottom. But if you want to give this a go, I highly recommend you at least try it, because it is an interesting way of playing Grover, and it's making for a fun video so far. Even though game 2 was a little bit rough, I've been enjoying it. Alright, well, for game 3, we got TDM Abyss. Again, I did just queue for everything, but I guess we've been given TDM for all 3 of our games. We've got a Marnie, we've got Emoji, a Victor, and a Maeve. Pretty good situation for it, I'd say. We're up against a Pip, a Maeve, a Zin, a Koga, and a Victor. So yeah, pretty similar teams as well. We'll go ahead and grab Deep Roots again, because I feel like overall it is probably the best talent to combo with this, and we'll try the 3rd variation of the setup that has pickup in there to give us a bit of reset when we land our Deep Roots, which is kind of what I've been doing a lot anyway. We'll start off with some Kronos. I'll F myself up a little bit aggressively, see if I can get a shot on a root. Well, I hit her for 600 and then she freaking dodged out the way, so that ain't gonna happen. Hello, Victor and Zin. I'm actually gonna F myself away, because I don't feel like dealing with like 3 of them. He still ran in firing there, which is kind of funny. Gonna F myself over here away from the entire enemy team that's firing at me, so I can still continue to heal. There's a Q. I've been healing a lot actually so far. It's a root for a bunch of them. I think somebody just fell off the map. Was it the Koga? F myself up kind of behind. There's a root for a bunch of them that just secured like a double. See if we can get like an unofficial triple. He went into his billow. Hello, Zin. There is nothing for you because you're off the map, and nobody got a kill for that. It's the 2nd person I've seen go off that we haven't been credited for because nobody hit him. Hitting a root for the Victor and also the Pip. Nice. We have a lot of CC in this game with the freaking Amani rooting as well. I'm in a bit of a bad spot. Let's F ourselves kind of across. Where am I landing? Jesus Christ, I thought I was just going to go off the map. Grab it a bit more Kronos. F ourselves back up. There goes the Victor in a second. Hopefully the Emoji can finish him off. There's a Q for the Maeve. Let's get kind of behind him here. There's a shot and a root, but you went ahead and used your counter. I'm going to pop my ult here just to make sure that I don't die. There's the Zin just kind of casually dropping down. I thought I hit him with that root, but apparently not. Koga's kind of batching me a little bit. Tried to drop down, but I'm dead. Koga went for the ult. There's a heal and some hits for the Pip. He went for the ult at point blank range and missed. I have no idea what he was even really trying to do there. Hello, Koga. There's a shot and a root. Emoji isn't really bothered in killing you, but I guess I can do it on my own. Thought that was somebody dashing past me, but it was just the Zin. Get some hits on the Zin. There's a root for him as well. He went for the ult, but we killed him before it freaking triggered. F in towards this Pip because the team is here. We should be able to get rid of him. There's a root for him. There's a root for the Victor. There's a Q. I feel like this version of the setup is probably the best one we've used so far. I'm going to go ahead and pop the ult mid-air just to make sure that I don't die. I feel like I'm in a decent spot to be able to finish some people off. Let's kill the Maeve. F ourselves up here. Pop the Q. Where is everybody else? I just know the Zin's here on right. Hello, there is a root for him. I guess the freaking Maeve is there too. F ourselves all the way over here. How the hell did it let me go that far? I don't know. There's a Q. Okay. Finished off. Our Kronos got a bit of Haven. The Amani is going for the ult. I guess she's just going to be able to blast a bunch of them. Victor throwing over a nade. I'm just making sure no one's coming from behind. F ourselves over to this bit. Hello, Koga. There's a root. There's a Q. Victor and Koga both just got cleared. Let's F ourselves up to here. It feels like I can do a weird thing where if I move my aim at like the last second, it lets me go way further than I should be able to. I don't know. Like, I don't know if that's intentional or not, but there's a root. Oh my god, that was God's tier. He's just got a freaking free quadra. I feel like I kind of set that up a little bit, but well done, Victor, for the timing, my guy. Jesus Christ. There goes the Maeve as well. That's a pretty heavy team wipe. Pretty sure that has won us the game. There is the victory. Well done, team. Pretty good way, I'd say, to end off the video. That is definitely also the best setup we used out of the 3, with the second one definitely being the worst, the first one coming in second, and then that one being quite a bit ahead, I'd say, of the other 2 we used. As for the stats, I feel like we once again did pretty decent amount of heals, decent amount of damage. We had second highest damage there, beaten out only by the Maeve. I feel like I've actually shown Grover off pretty well, even though I wouldn't necessarily recommend the setups we've been using. They've been fun, at least. As for everybody else's stats, Victor did pretty decent, especially with that play there at the end. Maeve did okay. Amani did struggle a little bit. Both these guys could have done better, but, you know, they didn't do terribly. Emoji did decent. As for their side, I'd say Pip did alright. Maeve definitely did the best. Zin and Koga both did pretty good. I'd say the Victor did alright as well. Shoutouts to I Just Wrecked You. I've definitely played with him before, and possibly also Pilot 1 VA, probably just as background footage. When do I ever use background footage? But yeah, there we go. That was Grover. Don't we have anything else I could add here at the end? I'd say the setup worked fine, although I don't think I'd necessarily recommend it. Heavenly Agility is a decent card, but you're probably better off going for damage reduction. You'll 100% get more of a benefit from it than going for this. So it has kind of been a bit of a weird video, but this is something that was requested, which is another reason why I wanted to cover it. But also, Grover isn't getting changed in the next update, so it doesn't make sense for me to make a video on him now when we've got the patch notes but not the update live. But of course, thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Let me know also what you want to see me do next. I'll see you guys all very, very soon, and as always, stay frosty.